What's going on, guys? Ben from JK Gear and Gadgets, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the importance of having a portable jump starter inside your Jeep, and we're also going to test it out and see how it works. So before I dive on in to talking about this, let me tell you a real quick backstory. I've actually been meaning to get one of these for a long time now. It's been sitting in my Amazon list for a while, and I just kept putting it off, kept forgetting about it. But a couple months ago, me and James did 36 hours UARI, and there was a night challenge where we had to complete a few missions, and we did have a time span. We actually did one of the trails at night. We passed a group down at the bottom, and we continued up the trail. It's a single trail on a hill. You can't go around a Jeep or anything. And we continued up that hill, and there were 3 Jeeps stopped in the middle of the trail with their hoods up. And we stopped, we got out, we're like, hey, what's the problem? You know, we need to pass you guys. And they're like, oh, the guy in the front has a dead battery, Jeep won't start. So I went and grabbed my jumper cables and tried to get the guy behind the broken down Jeep to jump start him. Cables weren't long enough, so we got another set of jumper cables, you know, daisy chained them together. The Jeep behind his Jeep, the battery terminals were corroded, and it really wasn't allowing enough voltage to get through and jumpstart the Jeep. So eventually we rigged it up, the guy got his Jeep started and moved. But that whole time span was probably 15 minutes and really kind of hurt our scoring for that night. That whole situation could have been avoided with a portable jump starter. So there's also a lot of uses for this, whether it's just driving around town, if you get a dead battery, boop, hook it up, your Jeep started. Or if you're on the trails with a buddy, maybe you two don't have a set of jumper cables, or if you're by yourself, which you should never be wheeling by yourself, this is definitely a great thing to have. So we're gonna take this out of the box. I know this does not come charged, so we're gonna charge this up, look what it comes with, look at some of the specs, how many times this can jump, what other features it comes with. But I'm also going to drain the battery completely on my Jeep, and we're going to test it out. So let's go ahead, open the box, and I'm going to check this out. All right, so here it is. I went with the Duracell brand just because something like this, I really didn't want to skimp out and get a cheaper model. I'm not too familiar with these, so I went with Duracell. They're a great name, and I think this one was 80 bucks. It's one of the larger kit. 1100 amps, and also can start an 8-cylinder. So for the Jeep V6, it should have no issues at all. Let's take it out of the box and see what comes in here. All right, let's go ahead and look at some of the other specs. Up to 25 jump starts per charge, which, wow, that sounds like a lot. You can also charge your smartphone, and it holds a charge for a year. I know these do not come fully charged out of the box, just to, with the shipping regulations and everything, but let's take a look at it. So here we got the actual charger. It looks like it comes with a carrying case too for all this, which is actually pretty neat. Put that to the side. Let's go ahead and turn it on and see. Let's see, nope, looks pretty dead. So we have a charging port right up here. USB port, charging port, and what looks to be the connection for the jump start. Also has a flashlight. Okay, so the flashlight works. So that's pretty neat. Have a little backup flashlight, low setting, then an SOS setting, which is actually pretty cool too. This model is supposed to be waterproof, so that's also cool. If it's raining, we have a flashlight that's waterproof. We have our terminal clamps. So this is all going to fit in the carrying case nice and neatly, but that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and charge this up, and while this is charging, we're going to go drain the battery on my Jeep. I'm going to slowly start killing the battery. I'm going to do this smartly just so I don't fry my battery. I don't want to turn everything on at once and deplete it really fast, because that's going to cause irreversible damage to the battery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my lights, turn on my ignition, get the heater blasting, turn on the radio, and I'm also going to turn on my air compressor and have my air hose just bleeding out air so that compressor's running. But I'm not gonna let it go. I'm gonna come out every 5-10 minutes, turn everything off, let it sit for a few minutes, and then do it again. Yeah, I just don't wanna deplete that battery too fast, you know, in just a testing situation like this. So trying not to cause too much damage to my battery. All right, so the battery is still draining. It's been like 15 minutes, going strong. That Odyssey battery, if you guys are looking for an upgraded battery, I'd highly suggest the Odysseys, but we have the Duracell charger charging up, and as you can tell, it's on the final charge. When I plugged it in, it was flashing on the orange, the third, so it probably had like 3/4 of a charge. It's finishing up now. I'm probably thinking another 20 minutes, but we still got a while to go on draining my battery. All right, guys, so it's been about an hour. I can tell my headlights are slowly dimming. I had to turn off my air compressor after about 30 minutes just because I didn't want that to keep running and burn up the seals inside. I figured now was a good time to clean off my, my synthetic line on my winch. So I spooled it all the way out under power and it started slowing down a lot. So I'm pretty sure the Jeep won't start. The battery's not completely dead, but I don't really want to sit here for another hour or two. I got videos to make. So we're gonna go inside the Jeep, try to start it, and I'm pretty sure it's just gonna click or nothing at all. And then we're gonna grab our jump starter and see how it does. All right, so we're in the Jeep and my radio is not working anymore. Let me go ahead and turn off all these accessories, turn off the lights. And I see, oh, there we go. All right, that cut on. We're gonna push the clutch in and let's try to start it. Nope, had a one click. Try it again. Click, click. The Jeep is dead. We're gonna grab the jump starter and the cables and simply plug it in. They can only go in one way, so you don't have to worry about, you know, the reverse polarity, and they are marked positive and negative. But we're gonna turn this on by holding the power button. There we are. Got all 4 lights illuminated. So we're gonna go ahead and plug this up to our battery. Red to red, black to black. So we got that. We're gonna sit this here, make sure there's nothing in the way of the engine, and we're gonna go try to start up the Jeep. All right, try number 1. Turn it all the way off, and let's see if it cranks this bad boy up. Boom. Not even a little bit of hesitation. So, something's beeping. Let's go see what that is. I was about to do a second startup, and I hear something beeping. This guy is beeping. I don't know why. What does that mean? Let's go look at the user manual and see what it means when this is beeping. So, no worries. Green flash and beeping. Reverse charge protection, vehicle started, remove the unit. So what that means is when the Jeep started, the alternator started charging it through the output. So it's just letting us know that it's probably a safety feature that the vehicle is started and it's good to go. So I'm gonna remove it and then we're gonna try to jump it for the second time. So it started up nice and healthy even the second time. This is supposed to be able to provide something around 25 starts is what they said, and I believe it. I'm gonna let the engine run for a little bit, let the alternator charge the battery, and then we'll do some final thoughts on this. So you just saw this started the Jeep with no issues. This one was actually designed to start a V8, but like anything else on the Jeep, I'd much rather get the next, better model, just to, ensure that reliability. So as you saw, it came in a nice carrying case, really convenient. So I'll probably ditch my long jumper cables, and this will probably just go right in the right line gear bags. And the good thing is that it's super small, convenient. I won't even notice it's there. But there's a lot of these on Amazon, guys. I'll include this one in the link of this video, so you can go check it out. This one was $80, which is a little bit higher on the price side, but it has the Duracell name. It's, I've never really messed around with these, so I didn't want to go with a different brand that I no clue about. So Duracell, pretty good name. Figured I can't go wrong with this, and it did an amazing job. But another, couple of features that this has is the flashlight is pretty cool. I usually always keep a flashlight in my Jeep, but this is nice to have as a backup. And also the USB charging port. It's actually pretty important to me because whenever I go camping, I like to charge my phone, my camera, and any other gear. I usually just leave it in the Jeep to charge overnight, but this is nice because I can bring this in the tent with me and charge it in the tent. So that's pretty cool. So, you know, this is definitely a nice convenience knowing that when I'm on the trails or just driving down the streets alone, if I do have a dead battery, I can just whip this out and start my Jeep up, no issues. So that's about it, guys. Super simple mod, not even really a mod, but something I'd recommend, not even just to Jeep owners, but anybody in general, whether you drive a truck, a Toyota, you shouldn't be driving a Toyota, or anything else, and you off-road. So guys, definitely check it out. Let me know what you think, and like always, give the video a thumbs up if you will. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, do all types of Jeep videos. And speaking of Jeep videos, Cassie is installing bed rug in the LJ either today or tomorrow. And eventually, hopefully we'll be doing it to the JK, but her floors are even worse than mine. I think the previous owner tried to do some spray paint job and it just looks horrible. So we're gonna hook her up with some bed rug and make a cool video on that. So until next time, guys, keep Jeeping on.